Hey guys, Bobbery18 here, and with me I have...
Bowblax?
And welcome back to Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In this part, we'll be starting on Great Bay Temple here, and I grabbed onto... What? I'm inside of his shell!
Yes! Now I can see all those lovely organs while floating out to sea.
Yes, and funny thing, if you actually, if you use the item of this dungeon to get out to that model of the temple there, you'll find that it's about as tall as Link. And it's, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be shaped like a turtle. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like a dolphin or something. But yeah, now the Gerudo are trying to go get it. But they fail miserably and then die, I guess.
I guess, who cares? They're just like woman pirates. Nobody really cares about life.
Well, if you could hear the audio, they're like I know. I mean, if you could hear them like screaming, like when I knocked the beehive down on them in the fortress.
The little voice samples in the N64 Zelda games are just amazing.
Yeah. So here we have the temple. Believe it or not, we're starting out with a puzzle in the first room.
Yeah, this is probably one of the hardest Zelda dungeons I've ever done. I've never actually ended up beating it.
Oh yeah, I guess I should ask you since I asked my other two co-commentators and I don't really know. How much knowledge about this game do you actually have?
A lot. I've watched lots of Let's Plays. I'm actually really intrigued by this game. I've never really beat it 100%. I've tried. I've played Great Bay Temple. No, not Great Bay. Woodfall Temple a million times. Snowfall a couple times. I really like this game. I just can never like beat it because you have to. If you want to beat this game, you have to do it pretty much like in like 1 month or something. Like you don't. Basically, you don't pick up this game and then put it down for 2 months and pick it up back up because.
I know exactly how you feel. Like when I first got this game, I like hesitated going back and trying to play it again. I don't know why. I just got around to other things, but then I just had the urge to start playing it again, and I don't know, I just did. So I guess my co-commentators are getting from least knowledgeable to more knowledgeable, because first Chaos had no knowledge about this game, Craig had very little, and now you have a lot, so that's good.
Well, yeah, because I've watched like a couple Let's Plays. This would be my favorite Zelda game if I actually could beat it, and it was easy to get like back into.
Yeah, it's pretty easy if you don't do any of the side quests, but if you don't do any of the side quests, it sort of takes like it sort of takes sort of the fun out of the game, and two, well, I think it does, and two, you don't get a lot of hearts, so it makes it harder.
Yeah. One thing I like about this game is that there's so many side quests that you can do anything in really any order, and like the game just feels so expansive just because there's so many side quests. It feels like almost endless.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure someone calculated it, and like only 20% is the actual main game, and 80% is the side quest. So what is this fairy doing? It's circling around me. Get over here, man. Anyway, yeah, we are back in temples, so there's going to be stray fairies, 15 of them. They're purple this time. Or actually, I'm pretty sure the gray fairy is blue, so maybe it's blue. I don't know. Oh, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I've said this before. I think I said it when Craig was on, but I do know this temple pretty well. Like, I've played through this one more than I have times played through the game, just because, like, I don't know. I just played it on my beaten save file, and like I pretended I didn't have the item of the dungeon until I actually got it, just to make it more authentic. So yeah.
Yeah, I wish there was like a little mode where you could just replay dungeons like as if it was your first time, or bosses.
Yeah, they should do that, like they did in Ocarina of Time 3D, kind of, except maybe with whole dungeons. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully there's a remake for this game soon, or a sequel.
I hope there is, because that would greatly improve the time system and save system. Or not, the time system is okay, but the save system, yeah, that is one of the flaws about this game. Even though it did use the expansion pack, but maybe they used the expansion pack on other things.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think this game would have been better if it was like a launch title for the GameCube instead of like late N64?
Well, I think if it was a launch title for the GameCube, would they be able to use the Ocarina of Time engine still?
Yeah, they would.
I'm not sure. I don't really know how that works. Like, if you transfer to another console, you would be able to use the engine from a past console.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can just modify the engine slightly.
Oh yeah, that's what they did with the collection disc, or maybe well, they just sort of copied the game. I guess.
Yeah, they used the GameCube engine for Twilight Princess on the Wii, so and porting exists for lots of games. So of course.
Yeah, I guess.
Like most multi-console games are like originally developed for like Xbox or something, and then they just ported over to other consoles.
Oh yeah, that's. Oh yeah, because they. Yeah, but anyway, there is a stray fairy in a pot down in the water here, and I think it's the best way to get it is to shoot it with an arrow, then use the Great Fairy's Mask to just have it come back up to you. Because if you try to get that as Cow down there, you're probably gonna be struggling at it for a while. Did I get it?
Yeah, just because that water's like a giant dishwasher, and it's
yeah,
not dishwasher, what is that?
Washing machine.
Washing machine, yeah. And it just like spins you around.
I can't tell if I got that. Maybe it despawned because of the draw distance. Oh, there's
why Great Bay would need a washing machine that big, I don't know.
Maybe it's for, well, the Zoras do actually wear clothes in this game.
Barely any.
I guess well, I think actually the only male Zora that wears clothes is Mikau, and actually the only female Zora is Lulu, so maybe it's not a big step up, but at least it's sort of a step up.
Well, I don't think Mikau wore any clothes before he was, like, consumed by Link.
Oh. Well, I guess that disproves it even more.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what I was saying before, I don't really know why I like this dungeon so much. I guess I just like to prove people wrong. Like, I don't think the Water Temple in Ocarina of Time is that bad. You just have to go everywhere and do everything. Like, I used to play that a lot too, just to prove to people that it's not that bad. Well, I guess it does require some memorization if I did have to do it that much, but I guess any dungeon does to some extent, if you're going to memorize it completely. And especially with that kind of temple where it is very exploration heavy, I guess.
Yeah, I don't find the Water Temple bad at all. I was like playing through it. It's a little confusing at the beginning just because of like what you have to do, but
yeah, it sort of just throws you in and say, oh, here's 8 or 10 rooms. I kind of forget. There's like 3 floors, 12 rooms actually. Well, I'm not sure it's exactly 12.
Well, some
about
of them
12
locked,
rooms.
so.
Yeah. About 12 rooms. Go pick one and see if it's the right one.
Yeah, it takes a while at the beginning, but then at like the second half it becomes really linear. So it's like...
Yeah. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this one, I'm not sure if... I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
That happens to me all the time when commentating.
I hate when that happens. Oh, something about the stray fairies. Oh, 2 things. One, I forgot to mention that they do refill your health. And also, they will, if you're Link, just little details here. If you're Link, they, like, in his form, they will actually come towards you. But if you're in one of your other forms, they'll actually go away from you. So that's pretty interesting. Or, like, they won't immediately come towards you if you get them out of a treasure chest. I don't know. I like little details like that.
Yeah. This game is very different from any other Zelda game. I'm surprised they haven't tried a similar format, like even with like the stray fairies, not like they might not be like stray fairies, but like some other collectible that are only in dungeons. There's like 15 of them. They didn't really do that in any other Zelda game that I've played. I haven't played a lot of the handheld ones, so I wouldn't know about that, but it's just an interesting concept.
Yeah, I can't think of one that they did either. I'm trying to think if they did it in Minish Cap, but I don't think they did.
No, I don't think so.
I also like that I'm not pressured to get all the treasure chests in the dungeon in this game. Not that there's really any wasteful treasure chests like there were in Ocarina of Time. Like some of the ones in Ocarina of Time, they had like a recovery heart in them. But all the ones in this one either have stray fairies or keys or dungeon maps or compasses or etc. in them. And I guess even if I did have to get all of them, like I felt obliged to, I couldn't because you just reset time anyway, which would reset the treasure chest. So
Yeah.
flawed logic.
Yeah. Anyways, back to what I was saying before. Do you think this game would have benefited if it was like released for the GameCube rather than the N64?
Yeah, probably, because they could have used. Did the GameCube have more memory? Well, it
Yeah.
probably did. Then they could have greatly improved the save system. Oh, especially because that had a memory card. Well, did the N64 have a memory card? I don't know.
Well, they did improve the save system from the Japanese version. Great.
Oh, yeah. The owl statues in the Japanese version, I don't think saved your game at all, so you had to reset time every time you wanted to save.
Yeah, but in the consequence for that in the American versions that they took out a save slot. That's why there's only 2 instead of 3.
Oh, yeah.
But then there's 3 in the Japanese version. So
Mhm.
I prefer the save system though.
Yeah, the save set, that is a very good thing. Although, I wonder if they would have been able to implement that as like a true save, like having the owl statue be a true save instead of just like a quick save, or maybe they just didn't want to, as fear of like having resetting time be useless in that sense. Although it's not really useless otherwise. I mean, I don't think I ever reset time just to blatantly save my game, because you can basically just warp to a save point whenever you want.
Yeah. I personally hate quick saves because a lot of the time when I'm playing a game and I want to stop, it's usually because I rage quit, but when I rage quit, I turn off the game and then I forget that I need to quick save, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, like, in the new Super Mario Bros. Games, I don't know why they don't let you save from the beginning, because they do they let you save regularly when you beat the game, so I don't know why they don't do it from the beginning. Maybe it's a challenge or something, and wow, my right control stick is really messing up. I don't know, cheap classic controller.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the mid boss. Oh wait, it just popped out of the socket. Anyway, here's the mid boss already. Only 13 minutes in. I told you I knew this well, and then again, it helps when you're not totally explaining things all the way. This is Wart. There's multiple ways to get his bubbles off here, which you have to do. I'm pretty sure there was a boss in A Link to the Past that had a concept like this.
I think there was. Not 100% sure.
I don't know A Link to the Past all that well. I know there was in A Link Between Worlds, because I just recently played that game, but I'm pretty sure that was actually a remake of a boss from A Link to the Past too, so maybe it was in that game, I don't remember, but yeah, I'm just basically going under here and attempting to do spin attacks. I'm not very good at the spin attack some of the time. I mean, it sort of depends if he wants to detect it or not, although here I'm actually doing pretty well, but yeah, you can also use bombs, Deku Nuts, you can use our hook shot to pull the bubbles off, you can use arrows, I think, although I think it'll take 2 arrows. Maybe only 1 fire arrow. Yeah, so this guy just has a lot of different ways you can pull his bubbles on. Although they kind of look like eyes, too. And again, this boss is sort of centered around eyes.
Well, isn't like every Zelda boss like centered around eyes in some way? Like it's the blatant Zelda weak point.
Yeah, well, I don't know in all of them, but I know in Twilight Princess, like almost all the bosses, I think, had eyes as their weak points. Maybe not one. I think pretty much all of them did, or at least their head in general.
I don't know. Twilight Princess to me just felt like every other Zelda game. I don't know. It didn't bring anything unique to the table, in my opinion, except for the wolf sections, but I didn't like those at all, so.
Yeah, I didn't really like them either. I mean, I haven't finished the game. I actually just got up to the Lakebed Temple, and then I sort of put the game down and haven't really finished it. I mean,
yeah,
I've seen the
same
ending.
way.
I've seen the...
Yeah, I've get past the stair.
Oh yeah, that I actually I didn't even start on it. I just sort of got bored of the game, and then never really picked it up again. I should do that sometime. Although I did recently just 100% Skyward Sword finally, because of the heart minigame that got me. And I did it on my first try. I just randomly picked up Skyward Sword, and I was just like, oh, maybe I should try this again because I'm trying to you know, beat a lot of games now because I think I just recently beaten Yoshi's Island on the GBA, which I don't know why that brought that to mind, but I did, so I picked it up and I played the heart mini game like almost perfectly. When I couldn't do it, like, pretty sure I broke a nunchuck over that actually.
Yeah, the mini games in Skyward Sword I don't like at all, just because of how motion control oriented it is. I don't know. There's motion control overall is pretty good in Skyward Sword, but certain things just, especially in the mini games. So yeah, I've never really 100% that game, but I did enjoy going through the temples for the first time. I actually recently went back to replay that game to see if I liked it as much as I did, because I heard a lot of people didn't like it, and to my surprise, I didn't really, I don't know, it just was more annoying than fun, unlike the first time for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I had the urge to go play it like earlier, or not earlier, I don't know, I think it was like last year actually sometime. So I instead of going and playing it, I just watched Nintendo Capri Sun's Let's Play on it because I didn't really feel like playing it again because I didn't like Skyward Sword. I didn't like the motion controls really at all.
Yeah, I think Skyward Sword would have been much better if there was a, like, normal controller option, because, like, for example, in Wind Waker HD, you can use a gyroscope to aim, and also in Ocarina of Time 3D, but you also can use a button, so I wish it was something like that in Skyward Sword. Even though I guess the sword movement wouldn't be as diverse and you couldn't really get that much enemies, you could just use the right analog stick, it'd still be more diverse in some way, I don't know.
Wait, there's only one analog stick on the Wii.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean if it was like classic controller or something.
Oh, yeah. They should have had that option to use the classic controller, that would have been cool. Anyway, we're getting the dungeon item here. Only 17 minutes. Oh my god. I do know this temple well. And even with getting all the stray fairies, I usually don't get all the stray fairies. But yeah, we get the ice arrow. If this was Ocarina of Time, it would be an optional item. But this game, it actually can freeze enemies, objects, and water in this game. New to this game. I tried it with the ice arrows in Ocarina of Time, but it doesn't.
Yeah, the ice arrows in Ocarina of Time were very, very pointless. I don't know. I'm glad they made them more important here.
Yeah, and well, I guess it makes sense, but I guess they have the opposite arrow types in the opposite temples. Like, they have the fire in the ice one, in the water, in the ice, in the heated one. I don't know, but it's more heated than Snowhead, I guess. Anyway, we should probably end it off now, just because we got the ice arrows, I guess. It's a good checkpoint. In the next part, I will be solving this puzzle, I guess, because this is an Octorok. I shot a bunch of him at the shooting minigame, and now I will be able to actually do something with him other than killing him. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you then.